Start.
What's going on, guys? This is the first episode of Top Kicking Loud.
Top kicking Lil. Fuck no, dude. This is top kicking Lil. You think we give a shit about what people think about us?
You're right. Fuck the quality. Introduce yourself.
I'm Top Kick,
And I'm Leo.
and like we said, this is Top Kicking Lil show.
Fuck you guys. We can laugh if we want because you guys are a bunch of biggities. So,
All right. So,
No.
what are we gonna talk about for the first podcast?
there's a lot of things going on that are rustling my jimmies, pal.
All right.
Oh, Top Kick. You don't know what's going on with this world
Okay,
nowadays.
tell me, Lil.
Well,
I want to kick over here, so hurry the hell up.
okay. Well, Lel. There's this thing with Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. What about Bernie Sanders? Who the hell is Bernie Sanders?
You know the Jew from Family Guy?
Yeah.
Who owns like the business?
Yeah,
and
the
always
drugstore.
gets Screwed over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drugstore.
Yeah.
So he's also a senator from Vermont, and he runs as an independent, because his views are very liberal.
Oh, so he's like a libtard.
Yeah, he's a real libtard. So essentially, he believes in free education for all, free healthcare, 420 blaze
The
it,
hell, man.
360 no scoping terrorists.
But that's like against capitalism, man. Like,
It is.
So like we won't be America anymore. We'll just be like the commies.
Yeah, and I think Bernie represents part of a group of people that really have been holding society back since day one.
Yeah, they should call him Bernie commies.
Bernie commies, yeah, communists of a certain background where they just come out of nowhere, ruin our values, take our money.
See, he wants to turn the United States of America into the United States of commies. That's what his end goal is. Once he becomes president, that's the first thing he's gonna do.
I think if he becomes president, what he's gonna do is switch up our holidays and basically funnel all of the money, all the tax money to his personal account so he could go down in history as being the ultimate Bernie.
But like, if he were to do that, then he would just be a capitalist. So we know he's not gonna do that though.
Yeah, but there's something about Bernie that doesn't make him a normal capitalist like you and me. Like you and I, we're capitalizers, Like we
Yeah.
go around campus.
Capitalize everything.
Yeah, like we buy the boba and then we sell it for $3, even though we bought it for $2. Akuna Matata, biggity boo, biggity bomb, potato. We make a few money and put food on our table.
Make shekels all over the place.
Yeah,
Using capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Bernie, people from Bernie's thread of cloth like to use the word shekels to describe the currency that is made from his heinous acts of financial terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are, really, financial terrorists.
Financial terrorists.
That's what the Middle East conflict is about, really, against real terrorists and financial terrorists. And
Financial risks.
yeah, financialists or leeches, vermin. So I don't know what America will look like if Bernie Sanders wins even the nomination for the Democratic candidacy. What do you think, Keck?
I think, the whole infrastructure would just collapse because, he's just spending money on worthless stuff like health insurance and education. Like, people need that shit. No, man. Like,
No, who needs fucking education?
We need to spend our money on those big companies,
Tanks.
So, yeah, like tanks as well. More guns,
Tanks that
more
can
tanks.
split
Because
photons.
that's what America is about.
Right.
Weapons and food. That's the American way.
We know we already produce food, and we already produce weapons.
That's all we need. Who gives a shit about education and
Education?
Oh, you got a
Yeah.
little cough? Oh, dude, all we gotta just eat like a fucking lemon or something, and you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
you
You
know-
got cancer? Just drink some Sprite and you'll burp that shit out.
I had a brother-in-law who had a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And he didn't go to the doctor. You know what he did? He went to the local pastor, Pastor John.
Yeah.
And Pastor John was like, "All right, come here, little Skippy," and basically grabbed a hammer and a screwdriver.
And knock that shit out too, right?
Yeah, and basically you have to bang the head with a hammer, and then you blow in their ear. So but right after
Yeah.
yeah. If someone, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, if someone has a brain tumor, you have to bang their head with a hammer, and then right after blow on one inside one of their ears,
Ears,
and the
yeah.
tumor will come out of the other ear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
just
basic
slowly drift
anatomy.
out, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's.
basic anatomy.
I mean, we're like we learned this shit in high school, but no one pays attention.
No one pays attention in high school. They're too busy, looking for scholarships. That's the problem with
Yeah.
education. We're giving scholarship to these losers, these losers
Hmm.
who grew up with no dads. And we have to
Exactly.
give them scholarships so they can be like, Mama, I made it. And, they go to college with their, with their graduation clothes and be like, oh,
Hmm.
something, something, let's just say, I don't know, Dominic Johnson, makes it, got a $5 million scholarship
Uh huh.
for, Cal State autism. And basically he tripled and he started with a triple major in aerospace, mechanical, and physics, but
But
ended
then ended
up
up just dropping out.
yeah, ended up dropping out and then went back to community college and then went to Cal State extra chromosome and got a degree in urban studies. So, like why
When
do
we could have
we
used those millions of dollars for more tanks
more tanks so we could run over more um
and more.
enemies.
What are those
Yeah.
planes called? F-50s, F-56,
F-35.
F-35s. There you
Yeah.
go.
An F-35 can shoot 5 commie planes within a nanosecond.
Damn.
So basically, the commies, like Bernie Sanders and his shekel empire, they have to create jets that'll move 10 times the speed of light if they could even compete with the F-35 monster. The F-35 is a beast. That's what people don't know.
Hmm.
So,
Okay, but enough of Bernie Sanders, man. I feel like
yeah.
I'm turning into a commie now.
Is it just
talking
more...
about him?
Just saying Bernie's name makes me want to take a shit.
No, it's me too. Actually, I might have to go in a bit, but no, let's keep going.
Alright, yeah. You
Okay,
gotta drop a Bernie there?
yeah,
Okay.
dropping Bernie later on.
Alright. Well, we're gonna move on to another
To
place.
so another place. So I heard in the news that there was this, group of, I think it was called a gang bash member people that were shooting each other, like it was a gang bash or something. 9 people
No,
died or something like
it was
that.
so in Waco, Texas,
Waco.
there was a disagreement between very educated, successful white collar men.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and in that, because of they decided to practice the Second Amendment,
Mm.
and shots were fired.
Shots were literally,
Yeah.
literally fired.
Now, 9 of these civilized, educated, successful men, 9 of them, they received an early scholarship to see Jesus Christ.
I thought they just got 9 stern letters saying that those people disagreed with them or something.
No, yeah, it was just they
They,
just
they just
got
got the Jesus scholarship.
yeah, and 170 of them, they just got isolated for a bit. The
Mm.
police said just don't do it again.
You guys are in timeout. They got
Yeah,
that
like
dunce cone on their head.
You funny
Ah, yeah,
hooligans. One of the witnesses, though, Keisha Jackson,
yeah.
got 10 years in prison for witnessing the event
Whew.
and calling 911.
They got lucky that they only got 10.
Yeah, and it's really different from what you see in other situations. Like in urban cities, you see a lot of heinous criminals, serial killers, and rapists walking in the street and harassing police officers, forcing
Hmm.
police officers to choke them down, to shoot them several times in the back while they're still running, because police feel endangered in those environments.
They
But in
surely
Waco,
do.
Texas, it was just a disagreement between very civilized men.
Mm.
And, their tattoos actually represent their credentials. Unlike the tattoos of these, immigrants and whatnot. It
Hmm.
probably means some satanic stuff. And, my milkshake brings all the, boys to the yard. And my neck, my back, I got accepted to Mount Sac, you know.
All that propaganda, like obey
Oh
me,
my
and all
gosh,
that.
obey, swag, YOLO. And I was at a community center the other day volunteering at my local church, and
Yeah,
this young kid was saying this word called thought.
thought. So like he had a thought, like, oh hey guys, I have a thought on how to help Jesus.
No, yeah, at first, um, I thought meant that horrific oblivion today. Which I thought that, I thought it was a religious term, which meant, someone committed a sin.
Uh-huh.
That horrific oblivion today. Did you see that thought? Like, Jesus, please save me from the thought I just did.
Yeah.
But in reality, thought means, excuse my above 65 audience here from Florida mostly, and Central California and Inland Empire. But what I'm about to say is something you might not understand. Thirsty hoes over there. That's what
Thirsty
thought
hoes.
means. Yeah. And
Thirsty hoes over there.
and for our older audience,
Thought.
hoe by hoe, we don't mean
Like a rubber hose,
like
you
the
know.
or yeah, like
Or
the thing you
the
use to cut wood, or a tree.
no,
It's
no,
not
for gardening, that hoe, you know.
yeah for the hoe. No, no, no. For hoe, we mean females of certain groups of
Certain groups
Americans
that
are
really want something.
underprivileged. They're usually, they usually don't get sunburned as much as many of our fans. Let's just say
Hmm.
that. I'll be, as careful as possible.
Yeah,
And their
usually, you
hair is
know, they
usually
have
not smooth.
it's not smooth, and they have, you know, those really tight shorts and all that. And
Yeah, and they're pretty far from flat.
hmm
They're like a rainbow
it's like there's
almost.
just two bumps, you know, in front and back.
Yeah, I remember seeing a thought, and I told her, baby, your ass is so stupid. I have to take it to school because it's just wobbling left and right here, up and down, and I gotta teach it a lesson. It's like it doesn't
So
follow the rules.
that's when you became a professor.
Yeah,
You taught
yeah.
that thought a
Because
lesson.
some thoughts, their asses just don't follow the rules. They keep bouncing and trouncing, and it makes a man sweat. So I told my local pastor, what do I do? And he's like, just give 5 hallelujahs and 3 chicken wings, and you'll be set. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, thank Jesus, God bless Jesus.
God bless Jesus.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
it's by thoughts it means thirsty, and thirsty
But
means.
thirsty for what though? What are they thirsty for?
At first, I thought,
Do you think they were just thirsty, like they wanted water because you know they were thirsty?
I think thirsty has a more of a metaphoric connotation to it, Top Keck. And
Okay, more like thirsty for knowledge.
no, I
Like
thought
they
it
want to
meant,
go to school or something, you
see,
know?
being the level that I am, I thought it meant thirsty for Bible study.
But it's
But
not.
it's not, no. And I asked one of these children, I
Yeah.
was like, hey, little Jamal, so
What that bubbly say?
And what does thought? What does it mean? Thirsty hoes. Thirsty for what? And he said thirsty for sex, for blowjobs, for anal, for vaginal,
Oh,
nasal
Jesus.
sex.
You gotta tell the pastor this.
Yeah,
You gotta send
exactly.
that thought to Jesus.
Yeah, I
'Cause
have.
I know Jesus will take care of that thought
Jesus.
in no
Yeah,
time.
Jesus knows how to take care of thoughts because he's had experience with Mary Magdalene and stuff like that. Those were thoughts in
Mm,
his day. But back then, thoughts probably meant something else.
yeah.
Um, Jesus would know how to handle a thought, you know. But
You
regardless,
know, you know that saying how they say, you know, Jesus take the wheel. I'd say Jesus take the thought. You know.
Jesus can take the thought. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what was that? The lady's name, Carrie Underwood,
I
who
thought it was
sang
Kansas Swift or
Kansas, Kentucky Swift that sang
Kentucky
the song.
Swift.
Yeah, Jesus take the wheel. And at first,
Yeah.
I thought it meant like a couple having sex in front of a Home Depot, and they meet someone named Jesus, and they tell him we can't drive because we're banging. Take the wheel.
Take the wheel. Yeah.
But then when I listened to the song, I was like, wow, you're talking about banging Jesus.
Oh, that's blasphemy.
That is blasphemy, unless you're a thought. Because
Exactly. If
if
you're a thought, then it's all fine. They just gotta repent, and you know they'll be good.
no, if you're a thought, Jesus has to hit that because that's the only way
Because
for you to be liberated.
yeah, Jesus has to hit that to convert them to, you know, the right religion.
Yeah, so basically what happens is Jesus hits a thought, he bangs a thought,
Yeah.
and the thought gets pregnant, and Jesus is born from that thought's vag.
Dude, that's meta.
Yeah, that is like so.
It's pretty made up.
Jesus is his own dad in that sense.
Dude, that's like that's so revealing. Like I've never heard of that. You know, like giving birth to yourself.
Yeah, so the father version of Jesus
Wait,
disappears.
so you're saying that God is a grandpa now?
No. God is a deadbeat dad. Why do you
Oh,
think mostly a lot of people who are religious in America are from certain environments? Because just like Jesus, they never had a dad.
okay. So God is a deadbeat dad. So Jesus is raising
A bastard.
a bastard, but with what's his name, Steve or the Holy Trinity. There you go. It's
Yeah,
them two
the
with
Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit.
are raising another Jesus
Yeah, again,
again.
without a
He
dad.
has risen again. There you go. The world's
Yeah,
gonna end soon now because Jesus is
exactly.
back.
Exactly. So basically, don't get caught up in this lingo, gentlemen, of, these new tards, going around making these fake phrases.
Hey, I'm thinking maybe what if Bernie Sanders has to do something with this?
Well, Bernie Sanders is part of the same group of people who betrayed Jesus. So
Hmm.
maybe Bernie Sanders is giving free healthcare and education to the thoughts to keep them from being saved by Jesus.
So he's like the Antichrist,
He is. He's the thought Christ.
the Thought Christ.
He's the holy thought instead of
Dun
the Holy
dun
Trinity.
dun. The Holy Thought.
Bernie Sanders, the thought president. But I don't know what America would be worse on. Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton? You know,
It's
would you rather have someone bleeding all over you or have someone burn a hole in your pocket? I can't tell.
then again, if he becomes president, we're gonna have thoughts though.
A lot of
A lot
thoughts
of
in
thoughts
college.
in college. Many
But what's
thoughts in
different?
college.
I go to UCI. All I see is thoughts. All
Huh.
I see is thoughts. But then again, a lot of them don't have courage.
That's true.
A lot of them are pretty skinny. They kind of they just sound too squeaky. I don't know, and it's always they always look tired for some reason.
Hmm.
They always look tired. It's like if you're tired, you can go to sleep because I see like your eyes are shutting down on me, and we'll have to see about that. I
Yeah,
guess we'll wait till next week to
that's
investigate further on the election.
that's a lot to take in. We have someone that's trying to become the president of thoughts. What else? Oh, and then these educated men
Disagreeing,
bickering,
yeah.
disagreeing over something.
Educated white men having disagreements in
I mean, I
Texas.
mean, see the
They're
world's.
very civilized.
It
I
looks
want
like the
everyone to
world's
know
end
that.
coming to an end now. You have white men disagreeing, and you have a commie trying to produce more thoughts.
Leech off of our
A commie that's
nation's
leeching.
treasury,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and then generate a generation of thoughts going to college. Well,
So
that's all we have for today, folks.
just linger on that.
Look for us on Facebook, Top Keck and Lel,
Top kick and Lael.
and we'll start kecking and lelling again next week.
Top kick.
Until then,
Top kick.
stay classy.
Top kick.
360,
Top
no
kick.
success.
Top kick. Ah,
Top kick, top kickity
Top
lel,
kick.
lel, lelity
Top
lel,
kick,
top
lel,
kickity
top
lel,
kick,
lel,
lel,
lel, kick,
lel,
kick,
top,
top kickity
lel,
lel,
top
top
kick.
kickity